What if I told you that paradise isn't just a dream, but a collection of breathtaking destinations scattered across our planet, each more stunning than the last? From emerald fjords that pierce dramatic coastlines to ancient temples rising from mist-covered mountains, our world holds secrets that will leave you speechless and forever changed. Picture yourself standing on pristine beaches where turquoise waters meet powder white sand, or wandering through cobblestone streets where history whispers from every corner. These aren't just places on a map. They're living, breathing masterpieces painted by nature and shaped by centuries of human culture. Some countries boast landscapes so surreal they seem pulled from fantasy novels, while others offer cultural treasures that have captivated travelers for millennia. The most beautiful countries on Earth aren't just destinations. They're experiences that awaken your soul and remind you why wanderlust exists. Each destination we're about to reveal has earned its place on this list through sheer natural beauty, rich heritage, and the power to create memories that last a lifetime. Get ready to add these incredible countries to your bucket list. Because once you see what awaits, you'll be planning your next adventure before this video even ends. The world is calling. Are you ready to answer? Stretching across vast landscapes where the horizon seems to disappear into endless skies, this country holds secrets carved by centuries of time and nature. From frozen forests whispering ancient tales to mountains that reach beyond the clouds, it is a place where every step reveals a new chapter in the story of the Earth itself. Here, the sheer scale of the land humbles even the boldest traveler, inviting awe and wonder at every turn. Imagine waking up in the bustling streets of Moscow, where the colorful onion domes of St. Basil's Cathedral pierce the sky like jewels, and the ancient walls of the Kremlin whisper stories of centuries past. As you wander through Red Square, the air hums with history, art, and vibrant life. Venture north to the snow-dusted forests of Siberia, where endless taiga stretches as far as the eye can see, and the silence of the frozen wilderness invites quiet reflection. In the heart of this vast land lies Lake Baikal, a crystal-clear mirror surrounded by towering mountains, the deepest and oldest freshwater lake on Earth, shimmering with mystery and beauty. Traveling east on the legendary Trans-Siberian Railway, you glide past rolling steppes, dense pine forests and sleepy villages, each with its own charm and story. The spirit of Russian culture pulses through every corner, from the graceful ballet performances in historic theaters to the haunting melodies of Tchaikovsky that fill grand concert halls. In cities like St. Petersburg, the Venice of the North, elegant canals reflect golden sunsets against palatial facades and delicate bridges. Russia's history is a tapestry of power and transformation, where the echoes of czars, revolutionaries, and explorers mingle in the streets and museums. Its vastness shelters both wild, untouched nature and bustling urban life, creating a unique blend of contrasts that captivate every visitor. In every corner of Russia, adventure awaits those willing to open their hearts to its vast, mysterious beauty. To travel through Russia is to step into a story larger than life, where every moment lingers in the heart, long after the journey ends. Now, before we move on to the next destination, here's a fun question for you. What is the smallest country in the world by land area? Comment your guess. Have you ever wondered why France is often called the country of art, history, and romance? This enchanting nation stretches from the snowy peaks of the Alps to the sunny shores of the Mediterranean, offering landscapes as diverse as its culture. France is home to over 40,000 castles, each telling a unique story from medieval times to the Renaissance. The city of Paris, known as the City of Light, dazzles with world-famous landmarks like the Eiffel Tower and the Gothic beauty of Notre Dame Cathedral. Within its museums, such as the Louvre, you can find priceless masterpieces like the Mona Lisa and the Venus de Milo. But France's charm extends far beyond its capital. Regions like Provence captivate visitors with endless lavender fields and ancient Roman ruins. The French Riviera, with its sparkling blue waters and luxurious resorts, has long been a playground for artists and celebrities. France's rich history is also marked by revolutions and ideas that shaped the modern world, inspiring liberty and equality. The country's influence in fashion and cinema continues to set global trends. French wine, produced in famous regions like Bordeaux and Champagne, is celebrated worldwide for its quality and tradition. From the picturesque villages of Alsace to the wild beauty of Corsica, each corner of France offers its own special magic. The Seine River flows gracefully through Paris, adding to the city's romantic atmosphere, while the peaceful countryside invites moments of quiet reflection. French cuisine, known for its artistry and flavor, delights with fresh bread, cheese, and exquisite pastries. Festivals fill the calendar, from joyous Bastille Day celebrations to the world-famous Cannes Film Festival. With a blend of timeless elegance and vibrant modernity, France remains a destination that captivates hearts and minds alike. Spain was the first country to complete a global circumnavigation when explorer Ferdinand Magellan's expedition sailed around the world in the 16th century. This remarkable achievement marked Spain as a powerful empire, whose influence spread across continents and cultures. Today, Spain's vibrant spirit lives on in its colorful cities and rich traditions. Madrid, the bustling capital, pulses with energy, from the Grand Royal Palace to lively plazas where history seems to echo through every stone. In Barcelona, history and modernity blend seamlessly. The city's streets are a living museum of Gothic architecture and the surreal creations of Antoni Gaudí, including the towering Sagrada Familia still unfinished after more than a century. Barcelona's seaside charm and artistic heritage make it a beacon for travelers seeking both beauty and culture. Spain's past is marked by the Moors' influence, visible in the intricate tilework of Andalusia and the majestic Alhambra Palace. The landscapes of Spain are as diverse as its history, ranging from the sun-soaked beaches of Costa Brava to the dramatic cliffs along the northern coast. The rugged peaks of the Pyrenees stand tall against the sky, offering breathtaking views and endless trails for adventurers. Vast plains stretch across Castilla, dotted with ancient windmills and golden fields of wheat. The lush greenery of Galicia contrasts with the arid deserts of Tabernas, creating a rich tapestry of natural beauty. The winding roads through the Picos de Europa mountains reveal hidden villages and crystal-clear rivers. Spain's many rivers, like the Guadalquivir and Ebro, nourish fertile valleys and vibrant ecosystems. Across the country, festivals light up the landscape, blending nature and culture in unforgettable ways. With a blend of ancient heritage and stunning scenery, Spain offers a journey through time and beauty that captivates every traveler's soul. In the far north of Europe, where the days can stretch endlessly in summer and nights blanket the land in shimmering stars during winter, lies a country shaped by both nature and innovation. Sweden's landscapes are a symphony of deep blue lakes, dense forests, and rugged coastlines that seem to stretch into infinity. The country's rich history unfolds through charming medieval towns and cutting-edge cities alike. Stockholm, the capital, gracefully sits on a cluster of islands, where historic cobblestone streets meet modern architecture and lively cultural scenes. Walking through Gamla stan, the old town, is like stepping back in time with its narrow alleys and colorful buildings. Beyond the city, vast wilderness areas invite explorers to witness the northern lights dance across the Arctic sky. Sweden's commitment to sustainability shines through its clean cities and widespread green spaces. The country is known for pioneering design and technology, producing global brands that blend simplicity and functionality. Its cultural heritage includes Nobel Prizes, recognizing groundbreaking achievements in science and literature. The Vikings, who once sailed from these shores, left a legacy visible in museums and ancient rune stones. Sweden's cuisine celebrates the purity of its natural surroundings, with fresh fish, berries, and rye bread. Festivals like Midsummer bring communities together to celebrate light and life with traditional music and dancing. The serene beauty of the Swedish Lapland offers a chance to connect deeply with nature's rhythms. Whether immersed in urban sophistication or wilderness solitude, Sweden invites visitors to experience a harmonious balance between past and future, nature and innovation. If you are watching this, please click the subscribe button in the corner of the screen. It's completely free, but means a lot to us. Germany's history is a rich tapestry woven with tales of powerful kingdoms, the rise and fall of empires, and moments that shaped the course of Europe. From the medieval castles perched on the Rhine's banks, to the vibrant cities that were centers of the Renaissance and the Industrial Revolution, Germany invites travelers to step into a living story. Berlin, the capital, is a city of contrasts where remnants of the Berlin Wall stand beside modern art galleries and lively nightlife. Walking through the Brandenburg Gate, visitors feel the echoes of history and reunification. The Black Forest enchants with its dense woods, mysterious trails, and charming villages where time seems to slow. Romantic Road winds through picturesque towns with half-timbered houses, offering a journey back to fairy tale Germany. Munich dazzles with its grand squares, traditional beer gardens, and world-famous Oktoberfest celebrations. Germany's cultural heritage shines in its classical music, with composers like Bach, Beethoven, and Wagner celebrated worldwide. Castles like Neuschwanstein seem to rise straight from the pages of a storybook, captivating all who visit. The Rhine River cruises reveal vineyards and ancient ruins, blending nature and history in perfect harmony. Throughout the country, festivals and markets light up the seasons with joy and tradition. Germany's efficient trains make exploring its diverse regions both easy and enjoyable. From the bustling urban hubs to serene countryside, the country offers a rich palette of experiences. For travelers seeking a blend of history, culture, and natural beauty, Germany is a destination that promises to inspire and surprise. Could Germany be more than just a destination to visit? Perhaps a vibrant journey to truly live, where every moment uncovers new stories and unexpected discoveries waiting to be explored. In a land where saunas outnumber cars and silence is treasured as a form of communication, Finland offers a kind of beauty that whispers rather than shouts. This northern country, often named one of the happiest in the world, embraces simplicity, nature, and deep-rooted traditions. Its landscapes are like scenes from a dream. Thousands of glassy lakes reflecting skies painted in pinks and blues, forests stretching endlessly under blankets of snow or golden autumn light. In winter, the darkness is illuminated by the dancing glow of the northern lights, casting surreal colors across frozen fields and icy rivers. During summer, the sun hardly sets, and the midnight sun creates a world bathed in soft light long past midnight. Helsinki, the capital, sits by the sea, where modern design blends with neoclassical architecture and open-air markets buzz beside quiet harbors. Inland, wooden cottages dot the lake shores, often with smoke rising from chimneys and skis leaning by the door. Reindeer roam freely in the vast wilderness of Lapland, where husky sleds glide over powdery trails, and the Sami people keep ancient customs alive. National parks offer solitude and connection, where hiking trails wind past mossy rocks, waterfalls, and mirror-like ponds. Even the cities feel close to nature, with forests just minutes away and people stopping to admire a snowflake or a birdsong. Finland's beauty lies not in grandeur but in calm, in space, in the rhythm of seasons, and the quiet presence of wild things. It's a place where you can breathe deeply, slow down, and listen to the world without noise. Wrapped in tranquility, yet alive with quiet wonder, Finland invites you to experience peace in its purest form. So pack light, open your senses, and let Finland show you how silence can speak louder than words. Is seeing the northern lights in Finland on your bucket list? Comment 1 if you've witnessed the magic, 2 if it's now a must-see for you. In a place where the sun refuses to set in summer and vanishes completely in winter, time begins to feel like a suggestion rather than a rule. Norway lives in rhythm with the extremes of light and dark, where in the north, days stretch endlessly under the midnight sun, and winters are wrapped in the mysterious hush of polar night. This surreal contrast creates a deep, poetic beauty that defines the country's soul. Imagine hiking under a sun that never sleeps, with golden light clinging to the edges of fjords and mountain peaks long past midnight. Or standing in total darkness, eyes lifted to a sky ablaze with green and violet ribbons of the northern lights. Norway's landscapes feel almost unreal, narrow fjords cutting deep into cliffs, waterfalls plunging from icy heights, and wooden cabins tucked into mossy hillsides. Oslo, the capital, blends clean Scandinavian design with an artistic energy that feels young, fresh, and deeply connected to nature. Head west, and you'll find Bergen, where colorful harbor houses lean toward the sea, and mist hangs over forested slopes. The Lofoten Islands seem dropped from a dream, jagged mountains rising from sapphire waters, fishing villages painted in bright reds and yellows. Even the roads here, like the Atlantic Ocean Road, twist dramatically across bridges and rocky islets, as though designed to take your breath away. There's silence in the wilderness, but also life. Reindeer roaming, seabirds wheeling, waterfalls roaring after snowmelt. Norway offers more than just breathtaking views. It reveals the quiet power of nature and the delicate balance between extremes. Through its endless daylight and deep polar nights, visitors come to understand the rhythm of the earth in a new, humbling way. In every glacier, every fjord, and every flicker of northern light, there is something to be learned, not just seen. When you think of Poland, you might picture incredible natural landscapes, historic sites, and lots of delicious pierogi dumplings. But there's much more to Poland than meets the eye. This Central European country is full of surprises, blending centuries of history with untamed natural beauty. In the north, Malbork Castle stands as the largest brick castle in the world, an awe-inspiring fortress built by the Teutonic Knights that seems lifted from a medieval tale. Poland's cities are equally captivating. Krakow enchants with its cobblestone streets and fairy tale market square, while Warsaw, once nearly destroyed, has risen with resilience into a dynamic capital full of culture and modern spirit. Along the Baltic coast, sandy beaches and charming towns like Gdansk offer sea breezes and rich maritime history. To the south, the Tatra Mountains form a dramatic border with Slovakia, drawing hikers and skiers with their jagged peaks and alpine lakes. In autumn, the forests of Białowieża glow in golden hues and whisper with the rustling of leaves and ancient wildlife, including the rare European bison. Poland is also a land of lakes, with the Masurian Lake District offering a maze of crystal-clear waters perfect for sailing and peaceful escapes. Gothic churches, Baroque palaces, and colorful townhouses make up a patchwork of architecture across the country. Every corner holds a piece of Poland's complex past, from royal dynasties and wartime scars to revolutions and rebirth. It's a country where tradition and innovation meet, where folklore still lives in music, dressed in stories passed down through generations. With warm hospitality, proud heritage, and breathtaking scenery, Poland welcomes every traveler with both heart and history. Poland is not just a destination. It's a layered experience where history and nature speak through every stone, every forest, every forgotten alley. Each visit uncovers a new perspective, whether in the stillness of the mountains or the hum of a lively city square. And long after the journey ends, the echoes of Poland stay with you, quiet but unforgettable. When you think of Italy, the first thing that often comes to mind is delicious pasta, an iconic dish enjoyed around the world. But Italy offers far more than its famous cuisine. It's a land rich in history, art, and breathtaking architecture. Take the Leaning Tower of Pisa, whose graceful tilt has fascinated visitors for centuries. Nearby, medieval castles like the Castel del Monte stand as marvels of ancient engineering and design, inviting exploration into Italy's storied past. Florence, the cradle of the Renaissance, boasts the world's first paved stone streets. Cobblestones that have carried the footsteps of artists, merchants, and dreamers for centuries. The city itself is a masterpiece, with the stunning Duomo Cathedral dominating the skyline and streets lined with art-filled galleries. Rome, the Eternal City, pulses with history where ruins of the Colosseum whisper stories of gladiators and emperors. Venice floats on a network of canals, with its ornate palaces and bridges creating a city unlike any other. Italy's landscapes are equally captivating, from the sun-kissed Amalfi Coast's cliffs to the rolling hills of Tuscany dotted with vineyards. The Dolomite Mountains rise sharply against the sky, perfect for adventure seekers and nature lovers. Every region of Italy carries its own unique charm and traditions, woven into centuries-old festivals and timeless beauty. Whether wandering narrow alleys or grand piazzas, visitors feel the pulse of a culture proud of its roots. Ancient Roman roads and aqueducts still stand, testament to a civilization that shaped the world. Embarking on a journey through Italy is like stepping into a living museum of history and culture, where each corner reveals ancient Roman ruins and Renaissance art that continue to awe and inspire visitors from around the world. Italy's allure lies in its ability to transport you through time, offering a glimpse into the past while celebrating the present. England is a land where history breathes through ancient castles, bustling cities and rolling green countryside. From the iconic Tower of London, with its tales of royalty and intrigue, to the majestic Windsor Castle, England's rich past is on full display. The streets of London buzz with energy, where the modern skyline meets historic landmarks like Big Ben and Westminster Abbey. Strolling along the River Thames, you can feel centuries of stories flowing beneath the bridges. Beyond the capital, the charming Cotswolds offer quaint villages with honey-colored stone cottages and peaceful walking trails. The Lake District enchants with shimmering lakes and rugged mountains, a favorite of poets and nature lovers alike. Friendly locals welcome visitors with warm hospitality, proud of their heritage yet open to new ideas. Festivals and community events celebrate everything from music and art to football, which unites fans across generations. Traditional afternoon tea, enjoyed in cozy tea rooms, reflects a gentle pace of life that values connection and comfort. Meanwhile, England's vibrant cities are hubs of creativity, technology, and fashion, drawing dreamers and doers from around the world. Education and innovation thrive alongside centuries-old customs, making England a country of contrasts and harmony. From the whispered secrets of ancient stones to the vibrant buzz of modern streets, England is a land that never stops telling stories. Every corner hides a surprise, and every journey here writes a new chapter in your own adventure. So, get ready. England is waiting to amaze you in ways you never imagined. We pull info from many sources. If you see something wrong or have more to share, drop it in the comments. We'd love to hear from you. With a name like Iceland, you might imagine a frozen, lifeless land locked in endless winter, but that couldn't be further from the truth. Though its winters are long and its name icy, this island nation bursts with fire, life, and raw, untouched beauty. Volcanic mountains steam against snow-covered ground, and glaciers rest beside lava fields in a surreal balance of extremes. In Reykjavik, the world's northernmost capital, colorful houses brighten the dark days, and friendly locals keep the spirit of community burning strong. Just outside the city, the famous Blue Lagoon steams beneath a sky that can shift from golden sunlight to dancing auroras in minutes. Waterfalls like Gullfoss roar through icy canyons, and geysers erupt with ancient energy from deep below the earth. Iceland's landscapes feel like another planet. Black sand beaches, moss-covered lava plains, and iceberg-filled lagoons stretch as far as the eye can see. In winter, the polar night brings hours of soft twilight and the chance to chase the ethereal northern lights across frozen skies. In summer, the midnight sun bathes the land in near constant daylight, giving travelers endless time to explore. Despite the cold, Icelanders are known for their warmth, humor, and deep respect for nature. With a population smaller than most cities, there's a quiet calm here that makes every experience feel personal and profound. Ancient sagas, still alive in local folklore, echo through the landscapes as if the mountains themselves remember the tales. Even the roads, like the ring road circling the entire island, feel like paths through myth and memory. Iceland isn't just cold. It's wild, alive, and deeply moving. One visit, and the ice in its name will feel more like magic than chill. Although Greece is best known for its sunlit islands and turquoise seas, much of the country is actually covered in mountains, majestic ranges that have witnessed legends, gods and empires rise and fall. Mount Olympus, once believed to be the home of the ancient Greek gods, still towers over the land with a quiet, timeless presence. From these peaks to the shores of the Aegean, Greece is a nation steeped in myth and marked by awe-inspiring history. With 18 UNESCO World Heritage Sites, including the Acropolis of Athens and the Sanctuary of Delphi, it offers one of the richest cultural landscapes in the world. The capital, Athens, ancient ruins like the Parthenon rise above a modern city pulsing with life, art, and Mediterranean charm. A place where centuries-old stones and trendy cafes coexist effortlessly beneath the Attic sky. Travel north and you'll discover Meteora, where monasteries perch impossibly atop giant rock pillars suspended between earth and heaven. To the south, the Peloponnese unfolds with ancient theaters, crumbling fortresses, and coastal towns frozen in time. The islands, each with their own personality, paint a mosaic of beauty. Santorini's whitewashed cliffs, Crete's rugged mountains and hidden beaches, and Rhodes' medieval walls. Even lesser-known places like Naxos or Syros hold quiet wonders, from Byzantine churches to golden stretches of sand. The deep blue sea and the scent of wild herbs seem to follow you everywhere, grounding every moment in sensory magic. Greece doesn't just preserve history, it lets you live inside it, where ruins and legends greet you at every turn. The land itself feels like a mosaic of memory, sunlight and stone, stitched together by time. In every direction, Greece offers not just views, but a sense of belonging to something ancient and eternal. Bulgaria is one of the oldest European countries, established in 681 AD. Yes, Bulgaria is indeed one of the oldest countries in Europe with a rich and fascinating history. It has had a continuous existence as a nation-state for over 1,300 years. This deep-rooted legacy is visible everywhere, from ancient Thracian tombs and Roman amphitheaters to medieval fortresses perched high on rocky cliffs. In the capital, Sofia, Golden Dome churches and Ottoman mosques coexist beside modern cafes and galleries, creating a city where the past and present flow seamlessly together. The iconic Alexander Nevsky Cathedral stands proudly in the city center, a symbol of Bulgaria's spiritual and cultural strength. Beyond the cities, the country's natural beauty is equally impressive. The snow-capped Rila and Pirin mountains offer breathtaking views, and hiking trails dotted with alpine lakes and monasteries. The Rila Monastery, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, is not only a religious center but a treasure trove of art, color, and quiet reflection. Bulgaria's Black Sea coastline stretches with golden beaches, historic seaside towns like Nesebar, and warm summer breezes that draw travelers from across Europe. Inland, you'll find rose valleys in bloom, caves carved by time, and vineyards producing rich local wines. The town of Plovdiv, one of the oldest continuously inhabited cities in the world, delights with Roman ruins, Bohemian neighborhoods, and layers of civilization stacked upon one another. Bulgarian folk traditions, with intricate embroidery and haunting music, continue to thrive in villages that still celebrate centuries-old customs. Wander far enough in Bulgaria, and you'll find more than just scenery. You'll stumble into echoes of forgotten empires, whispered prayers in mountaintop monasteries, and the laughter of generations carried by the wind through quiet villages. The land feels alive with memory, where every stone path and shadowed ruin seems to hold a secret, waiting patiently to be noticed. Mummies aren't just for Egypt. Hungary is home to its own naturally preserved wonders, like the 18th century mummified monks resting quietly in the crypts of Vas, a town along the Danube. It's a surprising detail that hints at just how layered and mysterious Hungary can be. This Central European gem is a land where history lives not only in museums, but in the streets, the rivers, and the rhythm of everyday life. Budapest, often called the Pearl of the Danube, glows with a mix of neo-Gothic architecture, thermal baths, and grand boulevards that echo a faded imperial splendor. The Parliament building, with its intricate spires and riverside position, looks like something drawn from a fairy tale. Cross the chain bridge at sunset, and the view of Buda Castle rising above the water is nothing short of magical. Beyond the capital, Hungary unfolds into a landscape of rolling plains, vineyards, and small towns where tradition still shapes daily life. At the heart of it all lies Lake Balaton, the largest freshwater lake in Central Europe, shimmering in soft blues and greens, lined with beaches, sailboats, and peaceful villages. In the summer, its shores come alive with families, music, and festivals. In the quieter seasons, it offers serenity and reflection. Nearby, the Tihany Peninsula enchants visitors with lavender fields, whitewashed cottages, and a Benedictine abbey overlooking the water. Hungary is also a land of thermal springs, where people have soaked for centuries under domes and sky. Forested hills in the north hide castles and cave baths, while the Great Plain in the south stretches endlessly beneath wide skies. Every region holds its own voice, its own pace, and its own beauty, woven together by a people proud of their deep cultural roots and timeless landscapes. Ready for some fun facts about Portugal that might surprise you? Small in size but large in stature, Portugal has given rise to a medley of firsts and greats. And the award for oldest nation-state in Europe goes to Portugal. In 1139, Portugal appointed King Afonso Henriques as its king. Lisbon is said to be 4 centuries older than Rome. Due to its excellent trading location, the Phoenicians settled in Lisbon around 1200 BC. This deep historical foundation still echoes in the narrow alleys of Alfama, where fado music floats from dimly lit taverns and ancient walls lean with character. Portugal is a country where every cobblestone tells a story, from maritime empires to revolution and quiet rebirth. The city of Porto rises from the Douro River like a dream in blue tiles and wrought iron, with bridges arching gracefully between hillsides. Beyond the cities, golden plains of the Alentejo roll toward the horizon, dotted with cork oaks and whitewashed villages. The Algarve coastline dazzles with cliffs that drop into turquoise waters, secret beaches hidden between limestone arches, and sunsets that turn the ocean to fire. Inland, the mountains of Serra da Estrela offer crisp air and winter snow, a side of Portugal many never expect. Vineyards wind across the Douro Valley like green ribbons, producing world-renowned wines in a landscape as refined as its taste. In Sintra, palaces peek from misty forests, like something out of a fairy tale, painted in pastels and mystery. Even in its quietest corners, Portugal pulses with life, history, and warmth. The spirit of Portugal lingers in more than monuments. It hums through salt-laced winds, hand-painted tiles, and quiet, sunlit plazas. It's a land that moves gently but deeply, carrying centuries of stories in the way it welcomes, sings, and remembers. And even after you leave, something about it calls you back, not loudly, but like a melody you didn't know you'd memorized. Nestled in the heart of Europe, there is a place where music floats on mountain air, where centuries-old castles stand sentinel over vibrant cities, and where every corner seems to whisper secrets of emperors and artists alike. This land invites travelers to uncover its hidden symphonies, from winding alpine trails to grand concert halls, and promises experiences that blend timeless tradition with breathtaking natural beauty. Few countries can claim such a rich tapestry of culture and landscape, quietly waiting to be explored. Vienna, the capital, is a city of elegance and history, where imperial palaces like Schönbrunn and the Hofburg tell stories of the Habsburg dynasty's grandeur. The streets hum with classical melodies, as the ghost of Mozart and Strauss still seems to linger in every concert hall and cafe. Just beyond the city, the Alps rise majestically, offering endless opportunities for skiing, hiking, and moments of pure awe. Salzburg, the birthplace of Mozart, charms visitors with Baroque architecture, cobbled streets, and festivals that celebrate music year-round. Austria's countryside is a patchwork of rolling vineyards, crystal-clear lakes, and quaint villages where traditions endure. The Danube River weaves through this landscape, connecting history and modern life. Austrian cuisine, while rich and hearty, reflects a deep connection to the land, from freshly baked pastries to fragrant coffees enjoyed in cozy cafes. Festivals fill the calendar, celebrating everything from film to folk music, creating a lively atmosphere that welcomes visitors warmly. In Austria, so every moment is an invitation to taste, to hear, to see, and to become part of something greater. The land pulses with echoes of the past while welcoming the dreams of today. From the serenity of mountain lakes to the grandeur of imperial halls, Austria beckons travelers to immerse themselves fully in its magic. There is a country where fairy tales come alive amid cobblestone streets, and Gothic spires piercing the sky. The Czech Republic, with its enchanting blend of history and charm, invites visitors to step into a world where medieval castles overlook vibrant squares filled with laughter and music. Prague, the city of 100 spires, dazzles with its iconic Charles Bridge stretching over the Vltava River and the majestic Prague Castle watching over the city like a timeless guardian. Wander through the old town, and you'll find the astronomical clock, an intricate marvel that has fascinated onlookers for centuries. Beyond the capital, rolling hills and dense forests stretch into the distance, home to picturesque towns like Český Krumlov, a UNESCO World Heritage Site frozen in time. The Bohemian countryside offers tranquil lakes, peaceful trails, and hardy traditions that have been preserved for generations. Czech beer, world-renowned for its quality and flavor, flows freely in cozy pubs where locals and travelers mingle. The country's rich literary and musical heritage adds layers of depth, from the haunting works of Kafka to the symphonies of Dvořák. Festivals light up the calendar with colors, sounds, and tastes that celebrate both past and present. The warmth of Czech hospitality greets you at every turn, making strangers feel like old friends. In every alley and every meadow, there's a story waiting to be uncovered, a history told not only by monuments but by the very spirit of the land. Not every treasure announces itself loudly. Some are hidden beneath forest canopies, along cobblestone streets, or beside a quiet sea. Latvia is one such treasure, quietly waiting in the heart of the Baltics, where nature and history exist in gentle harmony. Latvia is where medieval towns meet wild landscapes, and silence in the woods speaks louder than words. In Riga, the capital, Art Nouveau buildings curl with ornate beauty, standing alongside centuries-old cathedrals and lively market squares. The Daugava River winds through the city like a ribbon of history, reflecting both ancient charm and modern life. Beyond the city, endless pine forests and quiet lakes offer peaceful escapes, perfect for those who seek nature unspoiled. On the coast, white sand beaches stretch for miles under open skies, kissed by cool Baltic winds. The Gauja National Park hides castles, with sandstone cliffs and legends passed down in whispers. Latvia's culture is rooted in deep traditions, sung in folk songs, danced in midsummer festivals, and worn proudly in handcrafted patterns. Though modest in size, the country brims with quiet confidence and timeless beauty. Latvia doesn't shout. It simply waits to be discovered by those who wander a little further. In 1991, Croatia declared its independence, stepping into a new era after centuries under various empires and shifting borders. Since then, it has blossomed into one of Europe's most captivating travel destinations, where ancient towns meet the sparkle of the Adriatic Sea. Along the Dalmatian coast, cities like Dubrovnik rise in sun-bleached stone, encircled by medieval walls that once guarded against invaders but now embrace curious wanderers. The city's narrow alleys, red-tiled roofs, and breathtaking sea views have earned it a place on the UNESCO World Heritage List and on the screens of millions, thanks to its starring role in film and television. Inland, the capital Zagreb offers a blend of Austro-Hungarian architecture, leafy parks, and vibrant street culture, full of both old-world charm and contemporary energy. Nature here is never far. Plitvice Lakes National Park dazzles with terraced turquoise pools and cascading waterfalls, a landscape that feels almost dreamlike. In Istria, hilltop villages look out over vineyards and olive groves where time seems to move slower. The islands, Korčula, Hvar, Brach. Each hold their own rhythm, with ancient monasteries' pebbled beaches and the scent of lavender in the air. Croatia's history lives in its stone fortresses, Roman ruins, and churches that echo with centuries of devotion. Yet despite its deep past, it feels fresh and full of promise, like a country still writing its modern identity with pride. Local traditions are strong, visible in folk dances, festivals, and everyday hospitality. Have you ever sailed between Croatia's sun-drenched islands, or wandered through one of its quiet inland villages, where rugged charm meets timeless elegance? Isn't it remarkable how a young nation can hold a soul so ancient, layered, and endlessly captivating? Did you know Slovakia is home to more castles per capita than any other country in the world? With over 100 castles and 425 chateaux tucked into its mountains and valleys, this small nation packs centuries of history into every corner. From the dramatic ruins of Spice Castle, one of the largest in Central Europe, to the fairy tale beauty of Botnes Castle, each fortress tells a story of kings, knights, and long-lost kingdoms. But Slovakia's magic doesn't end with its architecture. The high Tatras rise like stone giants along the northern border, offering jagged peaks, alpine lakes, and endless trails for hikers and dreamers alike. In winter, these mountains transform into a snowy playground for skiers and adventurers. Meanwhile, deep underground, the country hides a secret world of ice caves, mineral springs, and mysterious caverns carved by time. Bratislava, the capital, sits gracefully on the banks of the Danube, where pastel facades, medieval towers, and modern energy blend into a city that feels both youthful and wise. Folk traditions remain strong in rural villages, where colorful wooden houses and embroidered costumes bring Slovak heritage to life. You can soak in natural hot springs, explore UNESCO-listed wooden churches, or simply breathe in the clean mountain air. Every region has its own flavor: calm, rugged, warm, and wild. Slovakia may not always make the headlines, but for those who find it, it feels like Europe's best-kept secret. What a surprise it is to find that one of the world's happiest countries is also one of its most quietly beautiful. It's not just about wealth or comfort. It's a mindset, a lifestyle, and a way of finding joy in simplicity. That joy is woven into everything from the peaceful bike rides through Copenhagen's cobbled streets to the soft glow of candlelight during a quiet evening of hygge. In the capital, modern design meets royal history, where sleek architecture stands beside centuries-old palaces and colorful harbors like Nyhavn reflect in the water like a painting come to life. The Little Mermaid, small in size but big in symbolism, watches silently over the harbor, a nod to Denmark's deep love for storytelling and imagination. Beyond the city, Denmark unfolds into rolling farmland, windswept coasts, and charming villages where time moves a little slower. On the island of Moon, white chalk cliffs rise dramatically from the Baltic Sea, offering panoramic views and tranquil walks through beech forests. Viking ruins and ancient burial sites hint at the fierce and fascinating history that shaped this peaceful nation. Denmark is also a land of islands, more than 400 of them, each with its own rhythm, dialect, and charm. Castles like Kronborg, the inspiration for Shakespeare's Hamlet, remind visitors that legends still linger in the air. Wind turbines spin gracefully across the horizon, a symbol of Denmark's leadership in sustainability and green living. In Denmark, daily life moves with quiet intention. There's no rush, only rhythm. Parks become gathering places where laughter rises gently with the wind, and streets feel safe not because of rules, but because of mutual respect. It's in these simple, unnoticed moments that Denmark reveals its secret. Joy isn't always found in noise, but in balance, warmth, and the freedom to just be. You won't hear the roar of waves crashing or taste salt in the air here. But in Switzerland, the stillness is its own kind of ocean. Instead of shorelines, there are snow-draped peaks that rise like frozen tides, and instead of seagulls, cowbells echo softly through green valleys. It's a landlocked country, yet every direction feels like the edge of something vast and awe-inspiring. The air is crisp, the water impossibly blue, and the silence of the mountains speaks louder than any crashing wave. In towns like Lucerne, medieval bridges cross tranquil rivers framed by snow-capped peaks that seem almost too perfect to be real. Zurich hums with modern elegance, where high-end boutiques and art galleries thrive alongside centuries-old churches. Then there's Bern, the capital, with its UNESCO-listed old town of sandstone arcades and clock towers, winding gracefully along the Aar River. Switzerland's trains glide like clockwork through valleys and across dizzying viaducts, turning every journey into a scenic experience. The country is famously neutral, but its landscapes make strong impressions. Whether you're hiking past wildflowers in the Bernese Oberland or sipping hot chocolate beside Lake Geneva, the Swiss take pride in precision, and you can feel it not just in their watches, but in the immaculate order of their streets and the seamless blending of languages and cultures. Villages in the south bloom with palm trees near Lugano, while alpine chalets in Zermatt offer views of the iconic Matterhorn. Even without a sea, Switzerland feels full of depth, movement, and stillness all at once. It's a place where nature commands attention, and people quietly live in harmony with it. In Switzerland, the absence of a coastline only makes space for more wonder inland. Did you know that much of the Netherlands lies below sea level and is protected by a sophisticated system of dikes and dams? This incredible feat of engineering is just the beginning of what makes this small European country so remarkable. The Netherlands, also known as Holland, is a land where nature and human ingenuity exist in perfect harmony. Fields of tulips stretch across the countryside like vibrant carpets, especially in spring, painting the landscape with waves of red, yellow, and purple. Windmills, both ancient and modern, stand tall across the horizon, symbols of the Dutch spirit and their battle against the sea. The country's flat terrain invites exploration, by bike, of course, along peaceful canals, quiet farms, and coastal dunes. In the north, the Wadden Sea offers a unique ecosystem where you can literally walk across the seabed during low tide. Forests like Veluwe shimmer with golden light in autumn, while summer brings green pastures dotted with black and white cows. Even the skies of the Netherlands have a character of their own, often brushed with dramatic clouds that inspired the works of Dutch painters like Van Gogh and Rembrandt. Nature reserves and national parks are carefully preserved, offering a sanctuary to rare birds and wild deer. The stillness of lakes at dawn, wrapped in morning mist, creates a dreamlike atmosphere. Even in winter, the frozen canals bring joy, as locals lace up skates and glide through historic cities. The interplay between water and land, light and sky, creates a sense of quiet magic that's hard to describe. But perhaps the most beautiful part of the Netherlands is how its nature reflects its people, resilient, open, and endlessly creative. And if you ever doubt that such harmony can exist, just remember, this is a country that literally made land out of sea. While many people think that French fries come from France, they were actually invented in Belgium, a small yet fascinating country in Western Europe. This charming country, nestled between France, Germany, and the Netherlands, is a hidden gem of Europe. Beyond its famous chocolates, waffles, and beer, Belgium surprises visitors with its peaceful natural beauty. Rolling green hills blanket the countryside, especially in the Ardennes region, where forests, rivers, and stone villages create a picture-perfect landscape. In spring, fields bloom with wildflowers and gentle breezes sweep across meadows alive with color. Autumn paints the forests in deep shades of red, orange, and gold, offering breathtaking scenes for hikers and photographers. Belgium's North Sea coastline offers wide sandy beaches, graceful dunes, and sunsets that stretch across the horizon like watercolor. Peaceful canals wind through the historic cities of Bruges and Ghent, reflecting ancient buildings and weeping willows on their calm surfaces. Even in the bustling capital of Brussels, you can find green parks, quiet lakes, and tree-lined avenues that bring nature into urban life. Belgium is also home to nature reserves and protected wetlands, where birds nest and wild deer roam freely. The Sonian Forest just outside Brussels is a magical place of towering beech trees and tranquil walking paths. No matter the season, Belgium's landscapes offer a peaceful escape and quiet elegance that complement its cultural richness. Instead of just sightseeing, imagine paddling through a mirror-like canal at sunrise, or wandering into a forest where fog clings to the treetops like a secret. In Belgium, nature doesn't sit quietly in the background. It whispers through every breeze and echoes in the silence between village bells. And when the adventure ends, you'll likely be greeted not by applause, but by the irresistible crunch of golden fries wrapped in paper and tradition. Not many people know that Albania was once completely closed off from the rest of the world, isolated under a strict communist regime until the early 1990s. Today, that same country is one of Europe's most underrated treasures, quietly dazzling those who stumble upon it. Albania's natural beauty is raw, dramatic, and surprisingly diverse for its size. Along the Albanian Riviera, turquoise waters crash against white stone cliffs, while hidden coves shimmer under the Mediterranean sun. Inland, the accursed mountains rise like ancient guardians, their jagged peaks cutting into blue skies and hiding alpine lakes that reflect the heavens. Olive groves stretch across rolling hills, scenting the air with earthiness and age. The lakes of Ohrid and Shkodër lie calm and endless, often wrapped in early morning mist like sleeping giants. Forests of pine and beech whisper in the breeze, offering shade and serenity to wandering souls. Rivers like the Vjosa, one of the last wild rivers in Europe, roar freely through canyons and valleys, untouched by dams or modern interference. In the countryside, shepherds still guide flocks along winding paths, unchanged for generations. Villages cling to hillsides, their stone houses basking in the warmth of golden sunsets. Even the cities, like Tirana and Berat, are bursting with unexpected charm. Bold street art, colorful facades, and the echo of both ancient empires and modern dreams. Albania is not loud about its beauty. It doesn't need to be. It's a country of quiet confidence, where nature and culture flow together like verses in an old forgotten song. And if you're lucky enough to hear it, you'll wonder why you didn't listen sooner. Slovenia is a country where dragons guard bridges and rivers seem to remember fairy tales. Tucked between Italy, Austria, Hungary, and Croatia, this small but stunning nation is often overlooked, and yet it holds some of Europe's most breathtaking secrets. Its landscape feels like a hand-painted dream: emerald rivers, snow-capped Alps, and forests that stretch like living cathedrals. Lake Bled, with its tiny island and storybook church, floats like a jewel among the Julian Alps. Just beyond, Lake Bohinj reflects the mountains in silence, untouched and wild. The Socha River dazzles with unreal turquoise hues, rushing over rocks with glacial clarity. Slovenia's caves, like the Masapostoina and mysterious Skocian, unfold like underground kingdoms, echoing with time. In Triglav National Park, trails lead to alpine meadows, roaring waterfalls, and views that steal your breath before you even notice. Even the capital, Ljubljana, feels like it belongs in a fable, with its pastel buildings, cobbled streets, and lazy river watched over by a hilltop castle. Slovenia is deeply green, both in nature and in spirit, with more than half the country covered in forest and a national dedication to sustainability. Bears, wolves, and lynxes still roam its wilderness, and traditional beekeeping thrives in painted wooden hives. Here, adventure and peace coexist. You can paraglide off a peak in the morning and sip local wine under vineyard stars by evening. The soul of Slovenia lies in its quiet confidence, in landscapes that don't shout, but sing softly to those who listen. It's not a place that demands attention. It rewards curiosity. And once you've walked through its wild beauty, it never quite leaves you. The first time you stand atop the cliffs of Luxembourg City, watching the Alzette River curve through ancient stone fortifications, it's hard to believe such grandeur exists in one of Europe's tiniest countries. Yet that's the charm of Luxembourg: quiet, layered, and full of surprises. You might walk through a forest in the Ardennes, where light filters through thick trees, and the only sound is your own footsteps on fallen leaves. Then suddenly arrive at the foot of a medieval castle, proud and still. Villages seem untouched by time, and in the Moselle Valley, vineyards stretch to the horizon, soaking in golden light. Here, tradition thrives not in grand gestures but in daily life, in the quiet pride of a winemaker or the slow rhythm of Sunday markets. The country speaks 3 languages, yet its voice is consistent, thoughtful, elegant, and deeply rooted. There's something oddly grounding about Luxembourg, as if every stone and street carries a memory. Even in the capital's modern business district, glass towers reflect skies that once witnessed nights and revolutions. You don't need to search for contrast. It's everywhere, woven into the land like threads in a tapestry. Travelers often arrive expecting little and leave with a sense of peace they didn't know they were looking for. Luxembourg doesn't ask to be admired. It waits patiently to be noticed by those who look beyond the obvious. It's the only country in the world you can walk across in under an hour, and yet it holds centuries of faith, art, and power within its ancient walls. Vatican City may be the smallest nation on Earth, but it feels vast in spirit. Marble saints gaze down from rooftops, and silence seems to echo louder than any bell. Inside St. Peter's Basilica, light spills through high domes as if heaven itself is leaning in to listen. The Sistine Chapel ceiling is not just paint, it's prayer frozen in motion, whispered by Michelangelo's brush. Swiss guards in Renaissance uniforms stand like living relics, guardians of both history and belief. Every stone here has witnessed secrets, rituals, and revolutions of the soul. Pilgrims arrive wide-eyed. They leave wordless. In Vatican City, the sacred isn't loud. It lingers in silence, inviting souls to pause and feel. What if I told you there's a country so vast that it touches 3 oceans, stretches across 6 time zones, and holds more lakes than the rest of the world combined? Welcome to Canada, where nature isn't just beautiful, it's monumental. From the thunderous roar of Niagara Falls to the glassy stillness of alpine lakes in Banff, every corner feels like a cinematic masterpiece. Towering Rockies slice the sky in the west, while endless prairies in the heartland roll like golden waves beneath wide-open skies. In the north, the aurora borealis dances in ghostly green over frozen tundras, while polar bears roam silently along Hudson Bay. Autumn in Quebec paints the forests in fire. Spring in British Columbia fills the air with cherry blossoms and coastal breeze. Cities like Toronto, Vancouver, and Montreal beat with multicultural rhythm, where maple syrup is tradition, hockey is religion, and kindness is the national currency. Walk through old European-style streets in Old Montreal, or hike through untouched wilderness just an hour from downtown Vancouver. Even in its wildest places, Canada feels safe, like nature is grand, but never threatening. The people are warm, humble, and deeply proud of the land they call home. Because once you've stood beneath its skies, you realize this isn't just a country. It's an experience of scale, soul, and silence. They say no dream is too big in America, and perhaps that's because the land itself feels limitless. Stretching from the Atlantic to the Pacific, the United States offers a geography so vast and varied that it mirrors the diversity of its people. Snowy peaks of the Rockies stand like timeless guardians in the west, while the Appalachian Mountains cradle the east with rolling green arms. Deserts blaze in Arizona, while rainforests thrive in the Pacific Northwest. In the heartland, golden fields sway in the wind as far as the eye can see. History echoes across this land, from the battlefields of Gettysburg to the steps of the Lincoln Memorial. Washington, D.C., the capital, stands as both a symbol of government and a canvas of ideals, with monuments rising among cherry blossoms each spring. Major cities like New York, Los Angeles, and Chicago pulse with culture, art, and ambition, each telling a different version of the American story. Yet beauty isn't only in the famous, it lives in quiet coastal towns, mountain villages, and wide open skies that seem to stretch forever. National parks protect wild rivers, ancient canyons, and sacred lands once walked by indigenous peoples. The stars still shine brightly over the Grand Canyon, just as they did long before skyscrapers lit the night. Every corner of the country holds its own rhythm. Soulful, bold, sometimes chaotic, but undeniably alive. The United States isn't just a place on the map. It's a living tapestry woven from wild landscapes, unfinished history, and the voices of millions. To travel through it is not just to see a country, but to walk through the pages of a story still being written. You don't just visit Mexico, you feel it in your bones. From the golden beaches of the Pacific to the turquoise shores of the Caribbean, this country pulses with rhythm, color, and soul. Ancient pyramids rise from the jungle like whispers from civilizations past, with Chichen Itza and Teotihuacan standing as timeless sentinels. Mexico's landscapes shift dramatically. Cactus-covered deserts in the north, cloud forests and volcanoes in the center, and lush rainforests in the south. Cities like Mexico City blend colonial charm with modern energy, where street food smoke swirls beside Baroque cathedrals and murals explode with revolutionary stories. History is alive here, not locked behind glass, but sung in the streets, worn in embroidery, and tasted in every home-cooked meal. Oaxaca greets you with craft markets and vibrant textiles, while Guanajuato glows in pastel colors beneath winding alleyways. People smile with warmth that feels ancient, like hospitality passed down for generations. Volcanoes still smoke on the horizon, and towns still gather in plazas as the sun sets. Mexico is complex, layered, bold, and it welcomes you with open arms and stories waiting to be heard. In every sound, scent, and step, you discover that Mexico doesn't just offer a destination. It offers a heartbeat. In a world where travelers crave connection more than luxury, Costa Rica quietly rises as a sanctuary for the soul. Tucked between the Pacific Ocean and the Caribbean Sea, it offers two coastlines full of rhythm, rain, and radiant sunsets. Rainforests stretch like emerald blankets across the land, alive with howler monkeys, toucans, and hidden waterfalls. Volcanoes rise unexpectedly from the mist, majestic giants like Arenal and Poas, still humming with ancient energy. On the Nicoya Peninsula, surfers chase waves while locals sip coffee as the morning fog lifts. In Monteverde, clouds roll through trees covered in moss and orchids, creating a forest that feels almost sacred. The biodiversity here is staggering. Over 5% of the world's species call this tiny country home. Yet what makes Costa Rica unforgettable isn't just its beauty, but its spirit. The people live by pura vida, a phrase that means pure life, but really translates to a way of being. Joyful, simple, present. Cities like San Jose hum quietly compared to the nature that surrounds them, but they pulse with art, music, and warmth. Eco-lodges, zip lines, and jungle trails offer adventure, but so does simply watching a sloth slowly blink from a treetop. Conservation isn't a trend here, it's a national identity. Costa Rica doesn't demand to be explored quickly. It rewards those who linger, who listen, who breathe. And when you leave, it doesn't say goodbye. It leaves the door open like the rainforest after rain, always waiting for your return. Lose the map and let Cuba lead you where rhythm meets raw beauty. Though its past is marked by revolution and resistance, today Cuba opens itself with the quiet confidence of a land shaped by time, not ruled by it. The island stretches across the Caribbean like a song, vivid, layered, and impossible to forget. Viñales Valley looks like a painting come to life, with limestone cliffs called mogotes rising dramatically from emerald green fields. Drive along the coastline, and the sea becomes a companion, sometimes calm and glassy, sometimes roaring against ancient rock. White sand beaches like Varadero seem endless, their waters so clear they blur the line between sea and sky. In the south, the colonial city of Trinidad glows at golden hour, cobblestones warm under your feet, mountains hovering in the distance. Waterfalls hide in forests, and time slows down in places untouched by modern noise. Palms sway in rhythm with the breeze, and every sunset feels like a private performance. The sky in Cuba doesn't just darken, it blooms with stars, especially in the countryside, where the power of nature speaks uninterrupted. Cuba doesn't ask for your attention. It earns your wonder, one silent sunrise and salt-stained breeze at a time. Some countries impress you with monuments. Venezuela stuns you with sky, water, and wilderness. Home to Angel Falls, the tallest waterfall on Earth, the land seems carved by giants and lit by legends. In the Gran Sabana, tabletop mountains called Tepuis rise like ancient fortresses, often wrapped in clouds as if hiding secrets of forgotten worlds. The Orinoco River snakes through the jungle, feeding life into one of the most biodiverse corners of the planet. To the north, the Caribbean Sea kisses white sand beaches and coral islands, while to the west, the Andes slice the horizon with snow-dusted peaks. Venezuela isn't just rich in oil, it's rich in rhythm, with cities like Caracas beating to the sounds of salsa, street art, and political passion. In the plains of Los Llanos, you might spot capybaras, anacondas, or even pink dolphins in flooded savannas. Despite its recent struggles, the spirit of Venezuela endures. In music, in food, in people who welcome you with warmth, even when life is hard. Indigenous traditions still echo in remote communities, where nature and culture live in harmony. Sunsets here feel surreal, like fire melting into sky over the vast open land. And in all of them, Venezuela reveals herself slowly, but always powerfully. What does a country sound like when it breathes in rainforest mist and exhales samba? Welcome to Brazil, where every corner vibrates with life, louder, greener, wilder. The Amazon stretches like a living lung across the north, pulsing with rivers, jaguars, and canopies that touch the sky. In the south, Iguazu Falls crashes with a thunder so powerful it shakes your chest. Beaches like Copacabana and Ipanema shimmer beneath golden sun, where waves curl and rhythms pulse from distant speakers. Brazil is more than a country. It's canvas painted with jungle, ocean, city, and soul. The Pantanal floods and dries with the seasons, revealing a secret theater of caimans, capybaras, and macaws. In Rio de Janeiro, Christ the Redeemer watches from his mountaintop as carnival drums echo below. Cities like Salvador, São Paulo, and Brasilia mix colonial charm, bold modernism, and Afro-Brazilian heritage into something entirely unique. The food here sings, spiced, grilled, stewed, served with laughter and a cold glass of guaraná or fresh sugarcane juice. People here live close to nature, close to one another, and close to their passions. Every sunrise feels like a celebration, every sunset like a promise. And once you've stepped into Brazil's color and chaos, it never quite leaves you. If passion had a landscape, it would wear the face of Argentina. Wild mountains, slow dances, and skies too big to hold. In Patagonia, the wind speaks first, sweeping across glaciers like an ancient voice made of ice and sky. Mountains rise like frozen waves, sharp and silent, while condors trace invisible paths above. Farther north, the pampas unfold like a breath held too long, endless, golden, waiting for hooves and horizon. Buenos Aires doesn't sleep, it smolders, with poetry in its cafes, ghosts in its theaters, and stories behind every shuttered balcony. Even the silence here carries rhythm, as if the land remembers every step, every song. In Mendoza, vineyards stretch toward the Andes, soaking in sun and time, while Malbec flows like conversation among friends. Iguazu Falls doesn't ask for admiration. It demands awe, crashing through jungle with wild, wet power. In the south, Ushuaia watches the edge of the world quietly, as if guarding a secret only the sky understands. The people don't shout their pride, they wear it like worn leather, weathered, warm, and built to last. Street murals bleed color in broken alleys, even decay here has style. You taste Argentina in the charcoal of its asado, in the dust on a gaucho's boot, in the bitter sip of mate passed hand to hand. And somewhere between the first snowfall and the last sip of wine, Argentina stops being a place and becomes a feeling. Stretching like a ribbon draped along the edge of South America, Chile is as narrow as it is endlessly surprising. From the bone-dry Atacama Desert in the north, where some places haven't seen rain in decades, to the icy fjords and glaciers of Patagonia in the south, this country feels like a continent condensed. The Andes rise like a spine along its length, sheltering valleys filled with vineyards, volcanoes, and star-studded skies. Santiago, the capital, sits cradled between mountains where city life and snow-capped peaks exist in the same frame. The Pacific crashes along its coast with untamed energy, while penguins waddle on rocky shores just miles from ancient forests. Lakes mirror the sky in the south, and wind dances across the plains like it has stories to tell. Chile's landscapes shift so dramatically, it's as if nature is trying to outdo itself from one region to the next. Even time feels stretched here, elongated by silence, distance, and wonder. It's a country where every horizon dares you to go farther. And if you do, you'll find that Chile is not just long in shape, but deep in soul. Few travelers realize that Vietnam is one of the world's leading exporters of coffee. Yet, it's not the caffeine that keeps you awake here. It's the country itself. Vietnam curves along the edge of Southeast Asia like a question mark drawn in green. From the emerald waters of Ha Long Bay to the golden rice terraces of Sapa, its landscapes feel hand-carved by time and spirit. The Red River nourishes the north, where Hanoi breathes with 1,000 years of memory, beneath layers of colonial charm and street-side steam. In the center, ancient cities like Hue and Hoi An whisper stories through mossy walls and flickering lanterns. Farther south, the Mekong Delta flows like liquid life, muddy, lush, and alive, with boats, birds, and morning markets. Beaches stretch endlessly in Da Nang and Phu Quoc, kissed by waves and salted breeze. Yet Vietnam's soul isn't just in its scenery. It lives in the rhythm of scooters, the warmth of a bowl of pho, the laughter over iced coffee. Mountains and sea coexist here, just like tradition and change. The people move with quiet resilience, shaped by history but never defined by it. Pagodas rise through mist while neon lights flicker in the same frame. Every step feels like walking through contrast, gentle yet intense, peaceful yet alive. Bhutan measures success not by wealth, but by happiness, a rare philosophy in a restless world. Located in the eastern Himalayas, this small kingdom is often called the last Shangri-La for good reason. Mountains rise like walls of silence, guarding valleys filled with prayer flags, pine forests, and ancient monasteries. Nature here isn't just scenery, it's sacred, protected by both law and belief. Tourism in Bhutan is carefully limited, designed to preserve culture and environment rather than overwhelm it. As a visitor, you won't find chain hotels or flashing billboards, but you will find quiet trails, warm smiles, and deep spiritual calm. The air feels lighter, not just because of altitude, but because life here moves with meaning. Tiger's Nest Monastery clings to a cliffside like a secret, watching clouds drift below. In Bhutan, even the wind seems mindful, whispering through chortens and mountain passes. In Bhutan, you begin to understand that happiness isn't something you find. It's something you stop running from. in a land where the future gleams in glass towers and the past lingers in lantern light, every moment feels curated. Traveling through Japan feels like flipping between centuries in a single day. One moment, you're sipping matcha in a 300-year-old tea house in Kyoto. The next, you're watching robots serve ramen in Tokyo. The contrast is everywhere, but it's never jarring. It flows like the trains, precise, quiet, and oddly calming. Visit during spring, and the cherry blossoms will follow you like soft pink confetti, while autumn sets the temples on fire with color. Street food in Osaka is an adventure of its own. Crispy takoyaki, smoky yakitori, and smiles that need no translation. Mount Fuji appears suddenly on the horizon, like a painting come to life, while hot springs bubble quietly in mountain towns like Hakone. In Nara, sacred deer walk beside you as if you're part of the story. Even city nights feel peaceful, lit not by noise but by neon poetry and the hum of vending machines. There's an unspoken rhythm to life here. Respectful, intentional, beautiful. It offers the kind of travel that slows your breath and sharpens your attention. And when you leave, you'll realize it wasn't just a place you visited, it was a state of mind. It's rare to find a place where a jungle meets a skyline, where orchids grow beside robots, and where the future feels comfortably human. Singapore isn't just a city, it's a vision made real. Skyscrapers rise beside rainforests, and futuristic gardens bloom where old fishing villages once stood. Walk through Marina Bay and you'll see architecture that looks like it belongs to another century. Clean, bold, and glowing at night. Yet just minutes away, incense curls through Chinatown, spices sizzle in Little India, and prayer chants echo in Malay mosques. This city is a harmony of contrasts. Tradition meets innovation, fast meets slow, luxury meets soul. Hawker stalls serve Michelin star meals for a few dollars, and every dish carries layers of history. Gardens by the Bay lights up like a dream each evening, while the botanic gardens hum with tropical life by day. Hop on the MRT and glide from jungle canopy to marble floors without missing a beat. Order shapes the city, but kindness gives it texture. Even transit hubs feel like sanctuaries where nature spills through glass and time slows unexpectedly. In Singapore, movement doesn't rush, it flows. Sometimes beauty doesn't call attention to itself. It simply waits, glowing quietly between mountains, beneath temple roofs, and along tropical shores. Thailand is a place where golden temples reflect in rivers, and palm trees lean gently over turquoise bays. In the north, mountains cradle misty valleys and wooden villages where time seems to move with the rhythm of footsteps, not clocks. Chiang Mai offers calm mornings with monks in saffron robes and bustling nights filled with lanterns and laughter. Down south, the islands of Krabi and Phi Phi sparkle like gems, each beach more breathtaking than the last. Waters are warm, clear and alive with colorful coral and curious fish. Bangkok, the capital, pulses with energy, where street vendors cook under neon lights and long-tailed boats glide past royal palaces. But beyond the city's chaos is a harmony you can feel in a single smile or a shared bowl of noodles. Thailand's beauty isn't just in what you see, it's in what you feel. The stillness in a temple courtyard, the joy in a market at dusk, the kindness of a stranger offering directions. Rice fields wave like green oceans across the countryside, while sacred stupas rise from forest clearings like golden secrets. Even festivals here feel like poems written in light and movement, from floating lanterns to splashes of Songkran water. Elephants wander in ethical sanctuaries, rainforests breathe deeply, and waterfalls sing into quiet jungle air. They say you can taste the soul of Korea in a single bite of kimchi, fiery, complex, and patiently aged. It's more than a side dish. It's a symbol of resilience, tradition, and balance, a perfect mirror of the country itself. South Korea is a land where tradition and technology intertwine like threads in fine silk. In Seoul, centuries-old palaces stand proudly between shimmering glass towers. Hanbok-clad visitors stroll through royal courtyards, while LED signs light up the skyline just beyond the gate. In spring, cherry blossoms turn streets into pink poems, and in autumn, mountains blaze in crimson and gold. Hikers find serenity in Bhutan's forested peaks, while night owls find energy in neon-lit alleyways of Hongdae and Itaewon. Street food sizzles on every corner, tteokbokki, hotteok, and grilled skewers that warm your hands in winter. In peaceful temples, monks chant as lanterns sway gently in the breeze, offering moments of stillness amidst the pace. Busan brings the sea into the story, with coastal trails, fresh seafood markets, and the colorful charm of Gamcheon village. Even the smallest tea house in a quiet Hanok can feel like a doorway into another time. And once you've stepped into its rhythm, you realize the real beauty of Korea isn't just in the spotlight, it's in the spaces between. Some places speak through ruins, others through rivers. But here, the land tells stories in mountains shaped like poetry and walls that stretch across time. In Beijing, you can wander from the quiet of the Forbidden City to the bustling street markets of Wangfujing in a single afternoon. The Great Wall doesn't just rise from the hills, it disappears into the horizon like a question still waiting for its answer. In the south, karst mountains tower above jade-colored rivers in Guilin, reflecting landscapes that feel otherworldly. Cities like Shanghai hum with futuristic energy, where tradition lives quietly between skyscrapers and noodle stalls. Meanwhile, the pandas in Chengdu lounge in bamboo groves, entirely unbothered by the passing centuries. Yunnan brims with color, ethnic villages, flower fields, and highland sunrises that steal your breath. Harbin glows with ice palaces in winter, Hangzhou whispers with willows beside West Lake in spring. Even the cuisine is a journey. Spicy Sichuan, delicate Cantonese, and bold northern dumplings tell regional tales on every plate. The people move between past and present effortlessly, proud of both ancestry and ambition. Every path leads not just to a destination, but to a moment that stays with you, etched in scent, sound, or sky. In China, wonder often arrives quietly, just around the bend, where you least expect it. Ever wondered what it's like to watch the sunrise behind the Sydney Opera House and end the same day under a sky full of stars in the outback? Australia is a country of contrasts, where wild meets refined and ancient landscapes live beside cutting-edge cities. In the heart of the continent, the red sands of Uluru glow at dusk, carrying the sacred stories of the world's oldest living culture. Meanwhile, along the coasts, turquoise waves crash against towering cliffs, and white sand beaches stretch endlessly. The Great Barrier Reef pulses with color and life, a living masterpiece beneath the sea. In cities like Sydney and Melbourne, creativity spills from cafes, galleries, and street corners, blending global influence with local charm. Kangaroos hop across golden plains, while koalas nap in eucalyptus trees as if time doesn't exist. Rainforests in Queensland hum with hidden waterfalls, and wine regions like Barossa Valley invite slow sips in rolling hills. Tasmania's rugged beauty stuns with its stillness, while the 12 apostles stand guard over the southern coast like ancient stone giants. Australia's air feels different, crisp, vast, alive with possibility. The people are laid back, curious, and full of dry humor that makes you feel like an old friend. So, what are you waiting for? The reef, the red desert, and a flat white with your name on it are already waiting. In New Zealand, the landscape doesn't just impress, it overwhelms you in the best way possible. Towering snow-capped peaks reflect in glacial lakes so blue they seem unreal. Rolling green hills give way to fjords that cut into the earth like secrets whispered by time. Volcanoes, black sand beaches, and glowworm-lit caves all exist within a few hours of each other. In Rotorua, the earth bubbles and steams beneath your feet, while Maori culture rises in powerful haka and sacred carvings. Queenstown offers adventure at every altitude: bungee jumping, jet boating, or simply sipping wine with a mountain view. Wellington hums with creativity, full of indie cinemas, artisan coffee, and coastal charm. Christchurch rebuilds with grace, blending resilience with fresh design and blooming gardens. The stars shine brighter in the Aoraki Dark Sky Reserve, untouched by city light. Locals are famously friendly, quick with a smile, a story, and a recommendation you didn't know you needed. And whether you're chasing adrenaline or silence, New Zealand gives you both, wrapped in wild beauty. Pack lightly and let Indonesia overwhelm you with its wild beauty and endless wonder. Indonesia isn't just one destination. It's more than 17,000 islands waiting to be discovered. From the rice terraces of Bali to the volcanic peaks of Java, each island tells a different story. In Ubud, temples hide among the trees, and the sound of gamelan music drifts through the jungle air. Komodo dragons roam wild on sun-baked islands, while manta rays glide beneath turquoise waves in Raja Ampat. Jakarta buzzes with modern energy, while Yogyakarta preserves the ancient soul of Javanese culture. Borobudur and Prambanan rise like sacred puzzles from centuries past. Beaches stretch endlessly in Lombok, kissed by gentle waves and golden light. In every corner, Indonesia offers something unexpected: misty mountains, coral reefs, sulfur lakes, and pink sand shores. Volcanoes rumble, jungles breathe, and waterfalls crash into a hidden pool. Life moves with rhythm and ritual, from sunrise offerings to sunset surf. And somewhere between the chaos and calm, Indonesia finds its magic. They say the pyramids were built to touch the sky, but Egypt's beauty reaches even deeper than stone. Beyond the monuments, this country pulses with desert winds, Nile waters, and stories etched in every grain of sand. Cairo hums with energy, chaotic, colorful, alive, where ancient mosques stand beside bustling markets and rooftop cafes. A felucca ride on the Nile at sunset feels timeless, the water glowing gold beneath a lavender sky. In Luxor, the temples of Karnak and the Valley of the Kings unfold, like chapters of a history still whispering. At night, the stars blaze brighter than the cities ever could, scattered across skies that once guided pharaohs. The Red Sea shimmers with coral reefs and marine life, drawing divers into a world of surreal calm. In Aswan, life slows. The sun is hotter, but the smiles are softer. The air carries more than heat. It carries memory. What you take home from Egypt isn't just photos. It's a sense that mystery still has a place in the world. You don't need a zoo to see lions here, just the patience to wait under an acacia tree at sunrise. South Africa is where wildlife still roams free, and nature writes its own rules. In Kruger National Park, elephants cross dirt roads like they own them because they do. But this country is more than safari scenes. It's a masterpiece of contrasts. Table Mountain rises above Cape Town like a silent guardian, watching waves crash against the cliffs below. Vineyards roll across the Western Cape, offering wine, slow lunches, and mountain views all at once. Along the garden route, forests meet the sea, and every curve of the road brings something new: a wild beach, a quiet bay, or a curious troop of baboons. In the Drakensberg, clouds wrap around jagged peaks, while ancient rock art whispers stories from long before maps. Even the deserts bloom here, briefly, brightly, like the spirit of the land itself. South Africa invites you to look closer, drive slower, and listen longer. Because the real beauty isn't just in what you see, it's in what sees you back. Kenya gained its independence in 1963, stepping into its identity after decades of British colonial rule. But long before borders were drawn, this land was already ancient, home to early humans, endless plains, and deep-rooted cultures. Today, it remains one of Africa's most captivating destinations, where time feels both vast and immediate. The Great Rift Valley cuts across the country like a scar of creation, while snow-capped Mount Kenya rises with quiet majesty just miles from the equator. The coast hums with sea breezes, spice markets, and echoes of old trading empires. Nairobi buzzes with youth, creativity, and the surprising harmony of modern life beside wild sanctuaries. Every sunset feels earned, painted slowly across a sky too big to frame. The people are storytellers, warriors, farmers, artists, rooted in heritage yet looking ahead. Kenya doesn't try to impress, it simply exists in its full, powerful truth. And honestly, where else can you sip chai at sunrise and hear lions roar by dusk? As we've journeyed through these incredible destinations together, you've witnessed the raw beauty and diverse wonders that make our planet truly extraordinary. Now that you've seen these magnificent places, which destination has captured your imagination and topped your travel wish list? The adventures waiting for you in these beautiful countries are just a flight away, and every moment you delay is another life-changing memory you're missing out on. Don't let these dreams remain just dreams. Start planning your journey to one of these stunning destinations today. Thank you for joining us on this amazing adventure, and let us know in the comments which country you're most excited to explore. Your next great adventure is calling, and the world is waiting to welcome you.